Good afternoon, students. Today we will start with the topic velocity time graph from chapter 2b. Now see, from velocity time graph what can we determine? We will see that we can determine from the slope of the graph acceleration. Why? Because velocity, remember, right, that change in velocity by time, that is rate of change of velocity, is acceleration. So that means from the slope of a velocity time graph we can determine acceleration, just like from the slope of displacement time graph we determined velocity. So from the slope of velocity time graph we can determine acceleration. Also, area under the curve, that means the velocity time sketch which we will find out, the area enclosed by that and the x-axis will give me the displacement. Why? Because displacement is velocity into time. If velocity is rate of change of displacement, that is displacement by time, then displacement is velocity into time. Let us see the cases and it will be clearer to you. First case, a body is moving with uniform velocity. So, if a body is moving with uniform velocity, what does it mean? That means, say, initially it has started from 0 seconds. Its velocity was 4 meter per second. So, obviously, x-axis time, just like in displacement time graph, x-axis time, y-axis velocity. And we find that at 1 second also it's 4, 2 second also 4, 3 second 4. 4 seconds also 4. See, throughout this 4 seconds, the velocity remain constant. It's not changing. It's moving with uniform velocity. So, we will get a line parallel to the time axis. So, what will be the slope of this graph? Slope will be 0. Why? Because it's a line parallel to x-axis. What have we learned? That line parallel to x-axis, the slope is 0, because, do you remember, the angle between them is 0 and tan of 0 is 0. So, therefore, the slope is 0. If you have not learned trigonometry, then you will learn the values of sine, tan, cos later on. You will learn it in class 9 only. For the time being, then, just remember that the slope of a straight line parallel to x-axis is 0. So, the acceleration is 0. Obviously, if the velocity is not changing, acceleration will be 0. Then what is the displacement? Displacement will be, see, I have shaded the area. Area of the velocity time sketch. Can you find velocity time sketch? Area of the velocity time sketch. Area enclosed by that and the time axis, that is this area. See, it's a rectangle. Actually, it's a square because both sides equal. So, up to this, obviously not beyond this, because this is up to this only. So, up to this is the area. What is the area? 4 into 4. So, 16 meter will be the displacement. Okay. Now, don't get confused and write meter square, because you are multiplying 4 seconds and 4 meter per second will give you ultimately 16 meter. Okay. Now, is this case possible? Line parallel to velocity axis? No, because what have we learned in the previous displacement time graph also? This means that, see, time is constant. Time is not increasing, but velocity is increasing indefinitely. It's not possible. It means acceleration is infinite. It's not possible. Why acceleration infinite? Because the slope is infinite. Why? Because slope in a straight line parallel to this y-axis, this means the angle between this and this is 90 degree. So, tan 90 is indefinite. You will learn this when you will learn the trigonometrical values. Okay. For the time being, just learn that the slope is infinite, which is not possible. Okay. Now, let's see the second case. A body is moving with non-uniform velocity. Previously, it was moving with uniform velocity. But now the velocity changes with time. But changes how? Equal changes in velocity in equal interval of time. What does it mean? Uniform acceleration, remember? So, we will consider both uniform acceleration and uniform retardation. Retardation means the velocity decreases with time. So, just see, with the two sets of data, I have plotted the two graphs. Just see the first one. In each second, first 1 second, velocity increases by 10 meter per second, again plus 10, again plus 10, again plus 10. So see, velocity is increasing uniformly. So it is increasing but uniformly. That means non-uniform velocity means velocity is not constant, but uniform acceleration, that means it is increasing uniformly. Acceleration is uniform. And in this case, see, it is decreasing uniformly. First 1 second minus 10, again minus 10, again minus 10, again minus 10. Can you see that velocity is decreasing uniformly in this 4 seconds? So, uniform retardation. We get the negative slope. Do you remember negative slope? So, what will be the acceleration here? The positive slope of a velocity graph will give us acceleration. How do we find acceleration? Just drop a perpendicular up to any point AC. Then just join this AC by BC. We are getting AC, that means this part. How much is this part? 40 minus 30. This much is 40. Then this much is 30. Then this part is 40 minus 30. And how much is this? 4 minus 3. So 10. But this case also you are getting 10 but minus 10. Minus 10 means retardation. Because it's a negative slope. See, velocity is decreasing. Then what is a displacement? What did I say? Displacement is the area enclosed by the velocity time sketch. This is a velocity time sketch and the x-axis or the time axis. So, see the shaded region. A triangle it has formed. PAQ. This part also, APQ, triangle formed. Can you see? It won't extend beyond this because this graph is still this. So how will we find the area? Simple, area of a triangle, half into base into height. See, I have just done that, half into base into height. In both the cases, it's same. Half into base into height, half into base PQ, this part, height AQ. PQ for AQ 40, PQ for AQ 40. Now in these two cases the body was initially at rest. Okay. In this case, I am talking about this case. The body is initially at rest, it has started from rest. What about, it's not two cases, okay, it will be the above first case. Body is initially at rest. See, for this case, body was initially at rest, right? At time 0, velocity was 0. But what if initially the velocity was something? That is, the body was not at rest. Say the velocity was initially 20 meter per second. After that, so this part represents initially body is not at rest. After that, it is moving with uniform acceleration. Don't write uniform velocity. If it is uniform, it will be straight line parallel to this time axis. Uniform means it's not changing. Okay. So, how will we find the acceleration? Just simply from the slope of this graph, just like we have found the acceleration of this graph. Same. Find from just drawing, take any point, drop a perpendicular up to any point, then just join these 2 points, altitude by base. AB, BC. Now, how will we find the displacement? See, PRSQ, isn't it a trapezium? Up to this. PRSQ, not beyond this, because the graph is still this we have drawn. So, the velocity time sketch and the time axis. Area enclosed is a trapezium. See, PRSQ. What is the area of a trapezium? Half into sum of the parallel sides. What are the parallel sides? PR and SQ into the distance between them. What is the distance? PQ. So the values will be given and you will be able to find. Now the cases which we have learned now, till now, in this case distance and displacement calculation same. But what about this one? See the graph. In this case, this triangle, this trapezium, these two are above the time axis. See, positive side of time axis. Right? That means above time axis you are getting. And this one, see, trapezium, it is below time axis. So those displacements which are above the time axis, we take them positive. It means displacement away from the origin. That is, the body is moving away from the starting point. And this means, negative displacement means the body is moving towards the starting point. Understood? So in this case, why am I using plus and minus for displacement? I hope you remember distance is always positive. Displacement can be positive or negative depending on the direction of motion. Just see this one. A, you have started from A to B to C. Displacement is AC. AC. Plus and minus denotes the directions. You have learned till now that plus minus are only used for adding, subtracting like this. But no. As you go higher, you will learn that plus and minus are conventions for several things. For example, AC. Body has started from A and say you have started from A and you have moved to C. Displacement is AC. That is, you are moving from A to C. Say AC is 10 meter, your displacement is 10 meter. Now if you just turn back and start moving like this, your displacement will be minus 10 meter because CA is minus, because see AC and CA opposite in direction. So displacement is a vector quantity and it has got magnitude as well as direction. But distance is a total length which you have covered. So if I ask you the total distance, say you have started from A and to C, you have gone along a straight line. Forget about this. Distance is AC. If it is 10, you will write distance is 10 meter. Neither plus nor minus. But if I ask you, what will be the displacement if you move from C to A? If A to C, it is plus 10, it will be, answer will be minus 10. So displacement, if you have to find the displacement in this case, say you have to find the displacement in the first 4 seconds. What will be the displacement? Area of this one, this part, the triangle. Displacement between 4 to 8, area of trapezium, C, and will be denoted by sign minus. Displacement between 8 to 12, area of trapezium, B. But what about the total displacement in 12 seconds? You will have to add 3 of them, right? A plus B minus C. Why? Because A and B are on the positive above the time axis and C is below the time axis. But if I ask you what is the total distance, you will simply add them without any plus or minus. Simply area of A plus area of B plus area of C. Because as I told you, displacement can be plus or negative because displacement is vector, but distance is scalar. It has only got the magnitude. That is how much distance it's covering, the length of the path. Now see, you will get another case in your book. I have written this in this format. Case 3 from your book. A ball is released from a certain height. There it's given a body is released, whatever. Say a ball is released from a certain height. Say from A, the ball is released. B is the ground. It falls down vertically. Obviously, when it's falling down, it will fall along a straight line. It won't dance and fall. And after hitting the ground, it again rises up vertically to the same height. Now, what have we learned? At the maximum height, potential energy is maximum. So kinetic energy is minimum, 0. That means it has got no velocity, because kinetic energy depends on velocity. If kinetic energy is 0, that means velocity is 0 at this point at A, right? So the body is starting from rest. Now while it falls down, gradually its velocity increases maximum on the ground. Okay, say we assume that, say the velocity is 50 meter per second after 5 seconds. So what will be the graph? Uniform acceleration. Why? Because we consider when a body is falling like this under gravity, we consider that it falls with uniform acceleration. What is that acceleration called? Acceleration due to gravity. Okay, we take it as plus g when the body falls downwards, and when it moves upwards we take it as minus g. We have done in chapter 2a. Now what does AB represents? A downward motion. Why? Because velocity is increasing uniformly. See, velocity is increasing uniformly. From 0 to 50 it has increased uniformly. Uniform acceleration. This represents uniform acceleration. Now, when, say, it has reached at 5 seconds, it has reached the ground. Now, it will move up. This is the upward motion graph. Why from here? Minus 50, why? Why am I writing minus 50 velocity? This indicates, this minus sign indicates that it is moving in the opposite direction. I hope you remember, the sign of velocity indicates the direction of motion, and the sign of acceleration indicates whether velocity is increasing or decreasing. If velocity is increasing, then acceleration. If velocity is decreasing, then retardation. But sign of velocity indicates the direction of motion, because velocity sign it's getting from the sign of displacement. Okay, so see, minus 50, that means, see, at 5 seconds when it was on the ground, now it will start moving up with what velocity? 50 meter per second, because when it reached the ground its velocity was 50 meter per second. Now when it will move upward, gradually its velocity will decrease. Again when it will go above at A, velocity will become 0 again. So from 50 to 0. So why I have written minus 50? To denote the direction. The displacement is in the opposite direction. So upward motion, uniformly decreasing velocity. So from the slope of AB, what will we get? Slope of AB will give me acceleration. 50 by 5. I can simply, instead of just drawing perpendiculars here, we can simply just, after 5 seconds, what can be the acceleration? Change in velocity, that is 50 minus 0 by 5 minus 0. So 10 meter per second square. And retardation, slope of DE. Slope of this graph, 0 minus 50, right, by 10 minus 5. So basically minus 10 meter per second square, because here velocity is decreasing. So negative slope of velocity graph gives me retardation. Okay. Now let's find the displacement. Can you tell me the displacement between 0 to 5 seconds? Area of ABC. What is the area of ABC? Half base into height. See, I've calculated the area, 125 meter. And what will be the displacement in 5 to 10 seconds? Minus 125. Why? Because it's below the time axis. So half into base into height, just a minus sign in front of it. Half into CE into DC. Okay. So now if I ask you, what is the net displacement after 10 seconds? What will you do? 125 minus 125. So net displacement in 10 seconds, 0. Because it's returning to the same position. That's why, nothing else. It's moving down, again moving up. So initial and final positions are same. We are represented it in the graph. That is why you are assuming that these are different positions. No. See, at 10 seconds, what is the velocity? 0. That means it has again gone back to the same position. Down and then again up. Same position, displacement 0. See? So plus 125 minus 125, displacement is 0. And what is the distance? Simply the total length of the path covered. So 125 plus 125, 250 meter. So that's all from the velocity time graph portions.